You're irrelevant, but you're still Canon color science. Come on, there's bound to be some positives in this little machine. It's tiny. Tiny in the specs and the pants.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we are on the little Canon V10. I bought this thing with my own money. It was the biggest shame experience of my life, but I had to know, finally, once and for all. I'm going to compare it to the X3000, DJI Pocket 3, all this stuff, but today is just a little ranty video. We test this thing out for the first time and talk about why I feel out of place in the camera industry. It's not a place for me, but I'm here bothering people and I'm going to stay. And I apologize in advance for any sounds my cart makes, but I found a cabinet, little shelf unit, and I'm on my way to buy it, and this is what hobos do. We bring a cart and we walk there. It's like 2 kilometers almost, and it's gonna be a lot of pain. I don't know how heavy it is, probably too heavy. Is the autofocus keeping up with me? So things to pay attention to. I wrote down a bunch of things that have annoyed me so far and some positive surprises. So like right now we're just in autofocus, but I will teach you the hack. You don't even know it, but I know it. How's the stabe happening? Good times. We're just in regular stabe. Canon V10, I tell you, they announced this thing after the DJI Pocket 3. Can you imagine what that must have felt like for Canon executives? Just like getting up on stage after this prodigy opera singer. She's 8 years old and she just blows the world away, and then you get up there and you're just like farting. It's like, oh, sorry, I'll leave. I have to wait for my uncle to pick me up. It's not even your dad, because he's a deadbeat. He's not coming to see you. He missed that concert. Fart boy. But that's what basically this is. It's a fart. But there's a lot to actually like about this camera. My Canon R5 II review was filmed on this. I told you it was like something Canon. It looked okay. It was a little over sharpened. I blurred it a tiny touch. But like, not bad for the studio. Like, I was surprised that it looked pretty darn good. I just put the ISO bare minimum and everything was manual. Okay, let me show you my autofocus hack. You tap on the face, boom, it's getting you. You then turn autofocus off. Now you're there. You're there for the rest of the video. How come nobody is doing that on a Canon camera? You could do that on the original G7X, but every single vlog you ever seen in your life on the G7X, Mark 1, 2, or 3, or this, everyone's out of focus. I'm talking all cocky and it probably missed my ass and it's like locked on to the background or something, but it's pretty good. You tap on your face, turn the autofocus off, you're in handheld distance. It's like, okay, that's the hack. All right, let's turn on enhanced stabe and then we rant hard. The trick is you have to press record first for that autofocus thing to work. So boom, tap, boom, off. Hopefully your arm stayed the same size. Now we're in enhanced stabe. And I gotta tell you, the menu system on this thing is not great. There's not a lot. You would think the quick menu would have every little thing you need. There's no stabe in there. There's no white balance. There's just a bunch of stupid things like a zoom thing. The quick menu cannot be programmed. Like, there's a lot to hate about this little piece of crap, but I don't know, it's Canon colors. It's all is forgiven when you make nice skin tones. So like, well done, Canon. Looks a little overexposed, so I guess you have to go -1 comp. Okay, we're back in regular stabe. Everything's auto, but we're -1 darkness. That's all they say, bright to dark. We -1'd it. Doesn't even look like enough. First problem. It's actually the form factor. Just the way you hold this lends itself to shakier footage. It's not as good because of how it's held. It's so stupid. The way you hold it, it's always going to be rocking back and forth as you walk, whereas the X3000 top to bottom grip is stabilizing it. It's almost like within your own gimbal as you walk. But this, because you're this way, it's rocking. And that's why you're seeing a bunch of jerks. There's no stabe in this thing. It's only digital, and it's nowhere near an action cam level. So as you hold it like that, it's useless. You got to put a tripod on it or something. What it's a bad form factor. And the fact that there's no lens cap, that hurts. You're gonna get fingerprints on that guaranteed immediately. Just putting that anywhere. I'm paranoid to even touch the thing. So it's like, it's not good. And the screen flips down and it's not protected. So right now it's up. I don't know, man, there's a lot to hate. That little tripod thing that comes out ends up blocking your menus. When you do want to push it, it's a little awkward. It's not my favorite design. The SD card is blocked by the tripod screw when you have something on there. So it's like, okay, you got to take that off every time. There's a lot to hate. They did not think this through for vloggers at all. It's a Gen Z afterthought. But there's a surprising amount of manual control. Let's switch into manual mode. Okay, now we're in manual everything. This actually has a little ND filter built in, so that's on now. Shutter speed, I had to expose with it slightly. I wasn't about to stop down the Tonys. We barely get any. Uh-oh, the sun's coming out. This is a bad idea. You should probably just be in auto, but you can if you know what the hell you're doing. And I think you can actually change these parameters while filming. Little shutter speed increase. No, we went to the Tonys. Run back. Never change the Tonys. Oh, wrong way. So like you're exposed. You can see it somewhat. It's decent little system. You can change exposure comp, Tonys, ISO to be auto or anything. It's actually like better than a lot of systems. Not bad. What you can't change at all is the standard look of the color science, the sharpness, the anything. There's like standard. There are gimmick modes. Let's try one. It has skin mode to make you beautiful. Enhanced skin. There's no stabe in that mode. Don't worry about that. But you're beautiful now, and that's all that matters. Autofocusing. Look how beautiful that guy is. We're in teal and orange. This is Canon's little color science mode. Is the sky teal and I'm orange? Or am I teal and he's orange? Oh man, what's he gonna do to me? We're just in autofocus as well. Let's just see if it loses my ass. So, you cannot custom white balance in this thing. Do you really need that as a vlogger hobo thing? I'm just in 5900 Kelvins. That's not right for the sun, but I imagine these modes are pretty bad. There's only a couple of them, but teal and orange sounds good on paper like a movie. You're not a movie. There's actually so many of them, I didn't even realize it. We're only trying this one and I'm stopping. We're in some amber bullshit. Oh man, Canon, what have you done? Only Fuji can come up with the film sims, and then other people try it, but it's always just like, this is green mode, this is purple mode, this is blue mode. We have no creativity. But if you ever find yourself in a field of flowers, I think Canon's the one you want to bring with you. Wouldn't it be? I think it would be. You know what's devastating about this? It has no slow-mo. I thought there was at least HD 120, and I was making fun of that. It's not even in there. I was like, how do you turn that on? It's not. There is none. Who said there was? I've been saying it. It's HD 60 frames per second. That's what we did. That intro was abysmally HD 60 frames per second. Running with a cart. Come on. That deserved 240 at minimum. So like, that's painful. I just realized Canon will not keep your settings for the exposure -1 for very long. You switch one mode out and you're done for. Oh man, so there's so much better options than this thing, but the only thing you have is Canon color science. And like, you have a mic jack, it's small and light, flippy screen. Like on paper, yeah, but why didn't you put lens stabe in the damn thing? Why didn't you do anything that I've asked you over the past 5 years? The last thing I want to mention before we rant about my place in this camera industry, the overheating. There's a bar on the screen right now. It often almost gets there. It just increased one bar, in fact. It seems to go up pretty fast. I remember my R8 had that bar, but it would never go above like 2 bars. So I made that Canon R5 II video. It was 22 minutes long recording, 4K 24p, and it almost reached the top. I'm guessing 25 to a max 30 minutes recording before that thing overheats. it's not reliable at all. It's only 4K 24p. Imagine if you had like 4K 60 even in here. Ouch, you could never use it. Okay, autofocusing locked. I'm a professional now, or am I? So, camera industry. Here I am, I'm a camera channel. I talk only about vlogging video. I have several genres. I do wildlife video, I do slow motion street videography, music videos. I vlog on the street sometimes. I walk places to do wacky things, and I like filming along the way. I love bringing you with me. I used to do that in Thailand. It felt like I had friends with me. I was so lonely out there, and I would vlog on the way and just like talk about funny things I see on the way, and it was like really fun to bring someone with you when you go somewhere. So thank you, even though you're a tiny box that overheats and you can't hug me when I'm sad. But whatever, I have my genres, and I record videos in a studio at home, a living room. It's terrible. The camera industry is not designed for people like me, and I could see myself as a nuisance to your society. Like, cameras are meant for photos, and mostly they do that. And so when I'm reviewing or watching reviews, my God, they're so different, and I'm the useless one. I'll give you that. I imagine like you're thinking of buying a camera, you want to know the photo specs, and I'm only talking about vlogging, and it's like this medium format camera. It's like, what is he doing? This is useless information. So I just try to focus on keeping things light and fun around here. But the annoying part is when I want to watch reviews, and it's like, it's always photo-centric, and YouTube's always recommending me like this camera for landscape photography. I'm like, when have I ever watched that? I'm really passionate about camera gear. Like, I started my career using cameras, and then they became more and more interesting to me. Before I even started the camera channel, I was up into the mirrorless and doing slow motion and wildlife, and it's like, this is cool, I should start a camera channel, this is fun. And it is fun to me. But then it's just like not designed for me either. It's like such a weird thing to be part of this industry that isn't made for you. You can do things. It's like if you wanted to drive somewhere and you're only looking for go-kart reviews or golf carts, and you're just like, these aren't really highway ready. Although that toaster oven is. Oh boy, that's a jackpot. Okay, I don't eat toast, I'm fruitarian. With meat, a lot of meat at night, but fruit and meat, it's a good one, man. If you're looking to lose weight, hey, how you doing? So it's like, do I belong here? No. Every camera release, like, people are getting so excited. If you read DP review, the comment section, it makes me throw up in my mouth. Every single one it's all photo-centric. They're all not getting it. They don't do any video, and it's like, I would rather not have video in my camera. It's like, good, it would be $40,000 because no one would want it. They think it would be cheaper if you remove video specs, not knowing that it's like now the most dumb niche photo-only camera. My God, you photographers. Stacy, can you pet that raccoon? I heard they're friendly. Oh, he does not look... Okay, yep. No, you're fine. You're bleeding. Okay, don't come near me. You have blood on... Oh, boy. Okay, I know I promised you money for this photo shoot, and you're bleeding a lot. I can't afford an ambulance and to pay you. Which one do you want? You'll take the money? Okay. You'll be fine, I'm sure. I'll see you next week. You're a loser. I wasn't super thrilled with the battery life on this thing either, if I'm being honest with you. But hey, we have a lot to like. So yeah, it's a weird place to be in an industry that isn't meant for you, but it kind of is, and it could be. And then the companies that try to make it for you just don't get it at all. They're like, okay, you want a vlogging camera, okay, and then you get shit like this with no stab in it, like super crops, and it's still not as stable as any GoPro was, the GoPro 7. And it's like the X3000 was just discontinued, I think. They stopped manufacturing it. You dumb morons. So like we're never getting anywhere, and we just get further and further away from what I want, which is just slow motion, affordable in regular cameras. Not just like I rented a Phantom Flex for $20,000 to get my one thing. It's like, no, you bring it with you and hey, birdie. Yeah. So like, come on now. Now before you say, oh, who needs slow motion? You're the only one. I go on these walks. I saw a frog the other day on the trail. You know what happened? He flew.
Let me fly towards my hands, towards my hands. Let me fly towards my hands, towards my hands.
Was that the most magical moment you ever seen in your life? A little frog. He just like he jumped and then he squished his body together to be as thin as possible to make it through any holes in the leaves and the branches. He was just floating there, and it's like, it's so fun the slower you have. And that's my phone. That was just 1,000 frames per second. Little 960 if you got it. And it's fun. It's really fun. I don't have that in here, so I get less and less chances to have fun. Whereas like, what the hell is that? That's my job, is to bring fun moments to you and laugh together and cry together. So like, where's my slow motion? Everybody's either removing it or their vlogger cams have shit like this. Like, you probably threw up watching this video, the Stabe jerky moments. There is zero chance you're ever getting smooth footage out of this camera. I've tried many things. I tried it on the scooter today as I rode downtown. Someone was actually giving me a lens, a 24-105 Canon EF lens. So that review's coming in the future. So I rode to his house wearing that. I was like enhanced Stabe for a bit. Then I switched it on into regular Stabe to see if that was possible. Oh, what the nasty. Oh, gosh. Oh, why? Oh, why to hell? Oh, it's so much worse than I thought. Oh, God, the floods. It really sucked. Unless you're just doing this, holding it. Even then, probably just me doing that screwed it up. It's really bad. I was walking through the mall. I had it on my chest mount, and I was like, wow. That is just the most unusable thing I've ever seen. Compared to the Pocket 3 or the Action 4 or the Sony X3000 even. I'm like, wow, we have gotten so much worse. And let's not even forget that this is like the flattest lens I've ever seen in my life. There's zero separation. Like the Pocket 3, I gotta tell you, like the DJI Pocket 3, that has some 3D pop somehow. When I'm vlogging, I'm like, yeah, man, it's totally separated. Like, that's nice looking. We will compare them next day, next video maybe. We'll see if it's not raining. But this thing, it's like there's zero separation ever, unless you're maybe super close to the damn thing. Autofocus back on. Start here, tapping. Are you seeing any separation? And the fact that you're not is because it's the worst lens of our time. It's like there's probably 17 ED elements in there. 17. Freaking extra low disperse your ass next time. So it's like, it's bad news. It's not good. But we'll keep trying. And I like the idea that it's a Canon action cam, kinda. But like, you effed it up really bad. So hopefully the V1 is coming, the Pro, because this is the 10, and usually their double digits are like way worse than the 1 version. Don't even give me a V100. I will stomp on it immediately. So I can't believe I bought this thing. Small Rig's gonna send me all the stuff that goes around to make it better with the little wind muffs and all kinds of stuff on it. The lens cap finally. I don't know. We'll see, but I can picture selling this one pretty quick. I don't see why you would have it in your arsenal. That's a motorcycle. Is the Stabe good? I locked the autofocus, so you probably couldn't see it. That's on me. And the battery life ain't much to write home about either. It looks like it's almost done. So it's like, wow, I take the DJI Pocket 3 out on like 5 vlogs and it's still like 40%. Like, it's very good without any attachments. So first impressions so far, it's as bad as we thought it was, if not worse. But there are some redeeming qualities to it. And it's not like it looks terrible when you're not moving. If you're just doing this, you go to a location, hey, you got some good audio, hey, little digital staves, it's wide, flat as hell. But oh my God, a pink Mack truck. Have you ever seen a pink Mack truck? Did it focus on him and now it's back to me? Wow, the technology. A scooter. He was too heavy for the scooter. I could tell the weight allowance it's overboard. The scooter's not too happy about that, but I'll leave. How you doing? Decent manual controls. It is about to overheat. That was a copyright strike waiting to happen. I'll leave. How you doing? You donating Bitcoin? That's nice of you. Subscribe for more videos. Oh, she's all mine. I'll take that. I will take it home. I'll tell you that much. 50 dingers. We got a nice little... Whoa, that's shifting. Did I mention when you first turn this thing on, there's a big warning about overheating and it won't start until you read the whole thing? It's really annoying, man. Same thing on the R8 when you switch into 4K 60. It's gonna overheat. Read this, man. Read it. Do you want me to send you the book? I don't.